probably thought I was joking about my last video, but I'm not. This is my last video.
I've been wanting to make this video for a while now, but, I've never really found the time, and I think now, due to recent circumstances, it's the perfect time to do it. As you've seen from the starting video, Mr. Professional has quit. Well, quit in quotations. He's more like taking a break from YouTube than quit, but, same thing. And what I would usually do is go through this quitting video and nitpick every single second of it to get a 10-minute video. But as most of you have probably seen from the length of this video, I'm not going to do that. Instead, I'm going to be the bigger person and instead tell you the real reason why Mr. Professional has quit. And let me tell you this, it's almost none of what he says in his original video. So, strap in and let me tell you about the real reason Mr. Professional has quit. Mr. Professional has been a long-term friend of the channel, ever since I made my first video on him a really long time ago, and that was basically my first big video. It was my most viewed video at the time, and obviously it's not my most viewed video now, but it's still brought up, and people still talk about it to me in my real life, and our ongoing beef has stayed throughout my channel, and right now is as alive as ever. Now, if you're a real subscriber, if you're a real OG, you remember a while ago I made a second video on Mr. Professional, where I called out this other YouTuber called McLemon. Oh my god. Wait! Who the f is that guy? That's not Mr. Professional! Who's this guy? And McLemon isn't really important now, but a little hint, later in the video, he's like super important, so remember his name, because he's like Goku in Dragon Ball. Don't remember him. I've never watched Dragon Ball, by the way, I don't know how important Goku is. And even though in the second video I made, it looked like I was calling McLemon out and, making fun of him, but I want to say this, me and McLemon are really cool, we're buddies, we even have each other on Discord, so you know it's real. But before we start talking about the main character, McLemon, we have to talk about the other reason that Mr. Professional quit. And he says it in his video. If you go through it, you can see that he says,
It's been a mess the past few weeks. The views have been low, everything has been low, and I haven't been growing much. I have, but I haven't. Don't know how to explain it.
That one of the reasons that he quit was that his views were low. Now, we've all been through that. We've all had our views low. We've all been scared of going irrelevant. I know I have. But Mr. Professional doesn't have that. Mr. Professional doesn't have the thing of going irrelevant. If anything, he's right now, or was, more relevant than ever. Everyone was talking about him. He was the talk of the town, if you say. But then you must be asking, why were his views so low? And I'll tell you why his views were so low. Mr. Professional's views were around 200 to 300 views per video. That's really good. That's almost as much as I get. But if you look at Mr. Professional's size, he has 5.1k subs, which is a lot. To be getting 200 views on a video doesn't really add up. And I'll tell you why it doesn't add up. Because none of Mr. Professional's subscribers are real. And I know that's a big bombshell to drop in the first 5 minutes of the video, but it's true. Mr. Professional has bought his subscribers. I think if you were to subtract all of the subscribers that he hasn't bought or hasn't gained unnaturally, it would be around 100 to 200 subscribers, around what I have. Now you're probably thinking, how dare you, Puuwks? How do you criticize and ruin the name of Mr. Professional? You cannot be doing this. This is slander, defamation. But it's true. If you look at his channel for more than 10 minutes, you will be able to tell that his views to subs just don't add up. And his community posts, which a 5k sub channel would be getting maybe 50 to 100 likes per community post, gets only 10, which, doesn't add up. And it's because his subs aren't real. Now, I can't be for sure that he bought his subs because, I have no proof, I have no, receipts or something. But there is another ongoing theory that Mr. Professional bought his channel. That he didn't actually create the Mr. Professional channel and start from 0 to get to 5k. The theory is that he bought his channel at around, let's say, 4k, and now he is at 5k. And more proof of that is because if you look at Mr. Professional's about section, instead of him having 15,000 views total or 20,000 views total, which is normal for a 5k channel, he has 60,000. Now right now, Mr. Professional has deleted all his videos because he's quitting, so he don't want any remnants of the past, which, you know, fair enough. But before that, he had it's still there, he has 60,000 views. And if you were to look at his channel before he deleted all his videos, it just doesn't add up. You could do the math. It wouldn't add up to 60,000, even if he deleted old videos. I think I currently have around 5,000 views, and, you know, it adds up, because I don't buy any of my views, or I haven't bought my channel. And there is another bit of evidence that I wouldn't really call evidence, it's more like just plain logic. Hey, Puuwks from the future here, and while editing this part of the video, I realized that this bit of me talking doesn't really add up, or it doesn't really make sense, and it's just a bit invalid. So I'm just gonna speed the footage up with a funny, goofy song and play top 10 sexiest Minecraft intros over it. So enjoy.
Cause it's see-through, yeah. Talking all the shit that you done been through, yeah. Say that you a lesbian, girl, me too. Hey, girls want girls where I'm from, hey. Yeah, girls want girls. Girls want girls where I'm from, yeah. Girls want girls. Hey, girls want girls where I'm.
But through all that debacle, the bottom line is that it is highly unlikely that with Mr. Professional's meh content, that he would amass 5,000 subscribers. Naturally. And sure, people with horrible content get famous. It's most of the reason why TikTokers are famous, because they have no talent, and it's just luck. Because a lot of people also say that YouTube is luck. And to a certain degree it is. But with the content that Mr. Professional is putting out, I don't want to sound mean, but it's not exactly, you don't have the best odds of hitting that luck. Because I've watched it, and I've watched this content, and if you're an outsider who doesn't really know that Dribble3 exists, or know anything about Mr. Professional before watching him, I doubt you're gonna subscribe. Same with me. But anyway, that bit doesn't really matter. And the last piece of proof that I have that Mr. Professional bought his channel and or doesn't have proper subs is because one day, I can't remember the exact date because I don't have it recorded or anything, Mr. Professional started out on 5.1k subscribers. Normal. But at the end of the day, he ended with 5.11k subscribers. That means he amassed 100 subscribers in less than 24 hours. Now that would be amazing for him if, you know, maybe he posted a video, a really good community post, maybe Instagram post, TikTok, whatever. But he didn't. There was no post on his channel, no new video, no community post on that day, no TikTok, no Instagram post. The only thing that maybe could have happened was a Instagram story, or like a thing on Snapchat. But unless it was the best Instagram story in human history, or best snap in human history, I doubt it would have given him 100 subscribers. And I'm not saying that Mr. Professional bought these 100 subscribers, or gained them through, you know, other means, but I'm just saying it's really unlikely that with no posts on the channel, and his views on the channel did not skyrocket in that day, because you don't get 100 subs without getting views. For example, in my most popular video, the Mr. Beast one, that video has 500 views. And you know, want to know how many subs I gained from that video? 20. So that is around maybe 4% of these views turned into subscribers. Really, really low. So it is unnatural for Mr. Professional to gain almost 0 views on that day, but gain subscribers. But anyway, I've waffled long enough for this really insignificant reason. Now let's look at another reason why Mr. Professional really quit. If you remember at the start of this video, I said, I talked about McLemon, and I said that he would be important later on. Now is when he's important. McLemon and Mr. Professional used to be really good buddies. Emphasis on used to be. They were in every video in Mr. Professional's channel, and all the McLemon videos had Mr. Professional. They were two peas in a pod. Think about it like Mr. Professional was Mr. Beast, and McLemon was Chris. They were, you know, Mr. McLemon was basically Mr. Professional's sidekick, if you want to think about it like that. But one day, they just stopped making videos together. Every new video on the Mr. Professional channel did not have McLemon in it. Video after video after video after video, no McLemon. It was only these new cast of characters that nobody recognized. And it led a lot of people to wonder what happened to McLemon. Even me, I was like, where'd McLemon go? But all of my questions would be answered on October 25th, when McLemon would post on Instagram with a paragraph saying this.
Mr. Professional has hacked my Instagram account, deleted TikToks, kicked me and other members of his group out for no reason, deleted some of my YouTube videos, and is still using people to this day. #cancel Mr. Professional.
When I saw this Instagram post, I was bewildered. I could not believe it. I thought my eyes were tricking me, but no. If you looked on McLemon's channel on the same day, all of his videos were gone. So it was real. Unless McLemmon was made this elaborate plan to just delete all his videos for no reason and delete all his TikToks for no reason and frame Mr. Professional, that means that Mr. Professional had done a real crime. Hacking. Now, it is possible that he didn't technically hack in. Maybe Mr. Professional just had the password because they were good buddies, but it's still wrong. And it showed Mr. Professional's true colors, that since they were no longer friends, he just deleted all of his stuff, which is quite funny, because now Mr. Professional has deleted all of his videos. But we're gonna go back in the timeline a bit to before the breakup of McLemmon and Mr. Professional. I, in real life, had the pleasure of seeing Mr. Professional and McLemmon together before, you know, the couple's breakup. And they were recording a video for either McLemmon or Mr. Professional's channel, I can't remember. But they saw me in the park with my friend, whose name will stay anonymous, and they asked me if I wanted to be in the video. And I said sure, because, you know, it would be cool to have a crossover between me, McLemmon, and Mr. Professional, the three YouTubers of Gibraltar. And the whole skit that was going to happen for me being on the channel was McLemmon would tackle me to the floor. Because, you know, the beef and stuff. And, you know, I agreed. It would be funny, and I agreed. We did the skit, and I went home, expecting that footage would be posted a few days after. So, I waited. Video came out, the footage wasn't there. Video came out, the footage wasn't there. And suddenly, the videos just carried on, and there was no McLemmon. So the chances of the footage being released went to 0. Now, maybe they did make that video, they made it in entirety, and then Mr. Professional edited it, or whoever edits his videos, and they scrapped it, because the video just wasn't good. And fair enough. But if it's because they were gonna post it and then they had a falling out, I don't know what would happen between then and now. I don't know what would happen between then and then when they stop being friends that would stop them from posting it. But because I am a man of the people and it is pretty funny, I'm going to show you guys the clip, because I have it. Now, a quick warning, my face is visible in this video. Like, I don't have my mask on, so you can see my beautiful face. So, I guess Puuwks face reveal. Yay! So, enjoy this clip that was never released to the Mr. Professional channel. And a little warning, when you see my face, you know, try not to simp too hard. You know, fan art is appreciated with my amazing physique. But anyway, enjoy this lost piece of Mr. Professional history.
Yep, that's me. You're probably wondering how I ended up in this situation.
So now that you've seen that clip, you can now begin simping me and being nice to me in the comments. Yay! But with that little history lesson out of the way, I talked about a few minutes ago the new cast of characters on the Mr. Professional channel, which include Fat Kid number 1, Fat Kid number 2, Fat Kid number 3, and Magic Cap. Magic Cap being a fully grown man, this wacky cast of characters was a lot worse than McLemmon. I don't know what happened between them or why Mr. Professional decided to get these kids on. They are so goddamn annoying. But anyway, I'm gonna stop getting into these guys' personal lives, because, you know, I have no say in it and they can do whatever they want. It's their lives. Like Mr. Professional says in his quitting video, it's their own lives, they can do whatever they want. Which is fair. But onto my last piece of evidence. I think it's fair to say that Mr. Professional's videos are just not good. Even when McLemmon was on the channel, the videos were incredibly mediocre. And, you know, you can't fault someone for being bad at YouTube, it's just their talent. But it's when that person tries desperately to be good at YouTube is when it becomes a problem. Now, you've all heard about the prophecies of Mr. Professional's. I've made a video on it already, you can go watch it if you want. But since that video, Mr. Professional has listened to me and changed his merch. Kinda. Mr. Professional changed his old merch from this to this. And the biggest change is that he's actually selling it for some reason. And if you go on the site, which actually exists to buy it, the prices are stupidly high. There is a hoodie that you can buy which literally just says Mr. Professional, just says Mr. Professional on it, in a stolen font that every YouTuber has used. You wanna know how much that merch is for that one hoodie, a black hoodie with his name on it, and nothing else? £30. £35. You could buy a whole meal at McDonald's, a whole meal at Burger King. You could buy 5 Starbucks drinks maybe even more, for one hoodie, which is incredibly awful. And it's a last-ditch effort to get relevant. You know, if people start wearing his merch, then people will start watching him more and people will know his name. It's what all YouTubers do to get. They just put their name on the merch to get themselves out there. And, you know, there's nothing wrong with that. But it's also when you're copying famous YouTubers' designs, it seems kind of petty. And it's obvious that he's stolen this, you know. But another reason that he's begging for relevance, or was begging for relevance, is because he begged me. When I met him in real life, when Mick Lemon tackled me, he said before, we had a little chat before, which was a friendly chat. I'm not going to pretend that he was mean to me or anything, because he wasn't. That would just be not fair and untrue. We had a nice chat, and he did say, when are you going to make a video on me? On my new merch? And I said, soon. And this is that video. Sorry, it's not about your merch, Mr. Professional, but them's the breaks. But what he did say, he begged me to make a video on him. And there are comments on my YouTube videos where he says, yo, make a video about my growth, it would be good content. Like, dude, you don't have to beg me. This video is not about your growth, it's actually about how your growth is fake. So enjoy that. But he was begging me for attention because he knows that if I make a big video on him, since I get more views than him, that the views will maybe trickle down to him and he can suckle on the little drops of views that I give him. Not gonna happen. But anyway, Mr. Professional, I hope you enjoyed this video. And I hope it was a wake-up call to do better and to be honest. And maybe even make up with Mick Lemon, because he's cool. So anyway, I hope you enjoyed this really long video. I think it's the longest video on my channel now, definitely. Adios, I guess. See you next time.
He spreads my cheeks and he makes me scream. He's my number one daddy, gonna make him cream inside of me. Just keep riding me. When I'm surfing him down, it's my favorite sound. He let out a little more, what a beautiful tone, so softly. Just keep riding me. So let's go talk about it. You look so sexy when you're